Sejam muito bem-vindos a Medwolf TV, Medwolf que vos fala. Welcome to Medwolf TV, yours truly speaking. I'm here, Nam.
Nice to meet you,
designer
bro.
Thank you so much for having me. And we just did some testing on the new class and everything that was introduced to the game. As an old gamer, as an old-time Diablo Immortal, Diablo 2, Diablo 1 gamer, I have the nostalgia that the new class, the Druid, is like it's made its comeback home.
Oh man, so good.
How did you get the inspiration to make that happen? Because it's so new, so fresh, and awesome. It's like that uniqueness that we miss from Diablo 2.
Well, yeah, that's a really awesome question. So when we try to design or like create the concept of Druid, we're not only listen to ourselves. So we're big families here, right? We have D4 team, we have D2 team, right? So we really listen because these people really did an awesome job with their Druid as well. We have a D4 Druid, it was pretty awesome, right? And then we do have the D2 version of a very classic version of a Druid, right? So at the game entered like third year, second year, right? So we're trying to, because the previous two claws are like for the Blood Knights and the Tempest, they're all new. So it's some time for us to have some familiar things come back, right? That is something discussed all around our teams. So we're so excited to feel at the narrative side finally bring us to the Shovel Wild, and this is a really good timing for us to talk about the Druid, and why not we don't bring it back to the face of players. And so we when we are designing this, we listen so many advices from D4 team with D2 team, and also the arts, the stories. The guy we worked with at the art team, they reviewed every part of the D4 and D2 Druid arts, and trying to find the exactly angle, like a memory point for the Druid class, and try really keep that things into our new Druid in Diablo Immortal.
Also, especially because Diablo 2 Druid, Diablo 4 Druid, and also the Diablo Immortal Druids, they are totally different classes, even though they have the same class. Yeah. But they're totally different. As you said before, it's like it's a tribe that's coming out of the wilderness. It's not used to the civilization, and that's so nice to see.
Yes, exactly. So we really did a really strong effort. But however, that really brings out a kind of challenge, right? Because we already have those kind of boundaries there, and how to make it different. Because these people already did a good job. How can we make it even better? It's so damn hard. So I think our team really did a good job with pushing those boundaries as much as we can. Right? Sure. You feel that? And that's how the new part comes. Even though we have some legacies, we have some designs that we're already familiar with, but however, when it comes to new stuff, we really think about from the narrative side. Our narrative leaders, he is talented, he is so good, but he really give this point as our Druid cannot come from nothing.
Yeah, I got that sensation that the Druid story kind of merged almost perfectly with the Diablo Immortal story. It's not something that you had to force into it.
Exactly.
It's almost like it was natural. If it was designed to be like that.
Yes, and also he really did a good job. As like the Druid is not the same with D4, because they're from the Shovel Wild. They're different, like a branch thing. So that really gave us, as the system designers, gameplay designer, we have like a kind of space to do something different from the previous people did. And also when they talk about the player experience, so we also get super good response from the D4 team. They have a like whole bunch of reports, how people really love the game, why the people are picking Druid, what their people are expecting on the next one, right? So there's some feedbacks from players that talking about, hey, how can we make the Druid even better, or even stronger, or even like more amazing part of it. So but D4 they're already running stuff, so kind of, a little bit difficult for them to make a totally new thing, but we could, right?
Yeah.
That's a totally new class for us. So we starting from the zero. We have those legacies like from our different teams, and for us, we dig it out how the druid gonna be looks like in Diablo Immortal.
Yeah.
That's the key. And also, I think one of the elements that I have to mention is we really listen to the players.
Yeah.
So there's different players that are requiring. There's different yelling stuff, like just support skills, like different comeback styles, or
The
like
ultimate, how that's gonna work.
yeah. So we really try to finding some stuff that make our players feel excited about. Yeah.
And especially like you said, you get the inspiration, but you have to add that uniqueness, that new, fresh sensation. How do you get the inspiration to do that? Because it's not easy, because you already have two games. You do have, the basis for it, but you have to add the new freshman, that new excitement for the game. Where does the inspiration come from?
Oh yes, hell yeah. So you know what?
That's a hard one.
Yeah, that's not. No. Actually, when you look at my presentations, there's a whole picture of different words, like for example, narrative cohesions, like integration from the living words. I think that's one of the key things that we try to do is not something from empty, right? The concept never come from empty; it's come from our life.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you know this saying. So bears are actually running pretty quick. The key point here is like our bear form really quick.
Yeah.
Right? You can see the art. Their front arms are very strong when they running at the ground. They use their front arms to. So the art team really did a good job. So because we wanted a bear to be running quick. It's not the slow bear like jogging or like a small floating climb on the ground. He is a beast.
Yeah.
He is strong. So we need to express that because the real bear is like that way.
Yeah.
So
when you think you can outrun the bear already ate you.
oh
and there's nothing else to
yeah.
be
So
done.
never try. Oh, okay, people, don't try to outrun the bear. They're
Don't climb trees as well. That does not work.
yeah. So that's the truth. That's the truth. So basically, also the druid itself is come from the real cultures. So when we design the lore, the story, the stuff of the druid, we really not come from the empty or the void or nowhere. We actually thinking, what if the druid are really exist on the world? Where are they gonna living? What are their cultures? How are their tattoos looks like? You love that part, right?
On the presentation, you said something that I thought was so unique, because you said they are almost like a tribe that's been so far away from civilization. They forgot how to use clothes. That's why they mix everything together,
Yes.
but nothing feels in the exact place. And those details made it so much better.
Yep.
From a perspective of a player, you see that and you're like, ooh. And every time you take a look into it, there's something new. There's that uniqueness, the tattoo, the clothings, the spells, the summons, all the nature, everything merged together. And it's just, as I said before, it's almost like it's made for me. I know it wasn't, but it's just that perfect one.
Let me know how you feel. Like how do you feel when you're playing the druid?
Honestly, we've been trying out the druid for a few hours here and there, and since I've been playing Diablo 2 since the launch, Diablo 1 since the launch, I played a few Diablo 4, not as much, but it's most likely like you have that everything that the druid's meant to be, and also something more. And you have that experience that you can try become just a mage controlling the elements. You can become a samurai and have all your bears and all the wolves walking
love
together.
the wolves?
I love them. Of course, I love the wolves, man.
Yeah.
And especially the transformation, the werewolf transformation, that's something so good. And you made that their hair like grayish, almost like silver. It's so beautiful. And you walk around all the places
I love
so far.
it.
That is just great.
I will tell you a small secret there. So people are saying that the druid we had is the quickest druid they ever had.
I heard something about that.
Yeah.
I heard a
Hell,
friend of mine say
that's
that.
true. That's true. But on the other hand, you if you see those hairs are those effects like floating
Yeah.
effects, these are the visual cheat. So visual treatments that makes you feel is even quicker. So our art team, they're so talented. They learned from a lot like previous experience. Because when we listen to the other teams' suggestions, they do mention a little point is if you could make it a little bit quicker. So the player maybe love it more. So that we really did from every part of the game. Not only from physically, we increase the numbers, try to make it quicker, but also from the arts, from their background stories. We make this possibility for the druid to be even quicker.
Yeah,
So
also Diablo is a really fast-paced game. It's not like the old class game where you have the time sometimes you have to take actions really quick and then merge it all together so perfectly.
wow, thank you. I think one of the questions you mentioned is very good. Like, how could you balance, right? The druid, like, people really love it, but like how people join in, and what about they only choose druid now? Like, how do you balance like the old classes and the new classes? Do you feel exciting about that part?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Especially, I'm excited to see how the druid's gonna affect the PvP aspect of the game,
Oh,
because I'm
yeah.
a really heavy PvP player, and so we did have Blood and Night, and when it arrived, it had this huge impact, as well as the Tempest. And right now, I'm really excited to see how much the druid's gonna mold the PvP aspect of the game, because we do have two types of battlegrounds, and I think Druids is going to excel in both of them, because it does have that AoE effect, it does have the movement speed, it does have the summon, does have the control also, and if you get control, it can get out of it, especially if they're werewolf. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for that, especially
That's true.
for giving wolves the love. And how to balance that, because there are so many different things in PvP, and when you have to add a new balance, especially right now, how do you make that merge into the game?
Well, yes, I have to tell you this true answer from my heart is the balance is so damn hard.
Then I can definitely do that.
especially when the game comes to druids. Because my previous experience, I was in the Wild Rift, the League of Legends. So
Yeah.
when we were doing the balancing things, it's always very, very difficult. Because when we nerf something, people are saying, "Hey, why are you nerfing?" Because that looks awesome to me. And when you're buffering, saying, "Hey, that's too OP," right?
Yeah.
People are gonna be yelling with different questions, and also there's some other question like matchmaking things, or like different ranking, or like my people are not working. So that's makes the PvP experience very, very hard to balance. But so my key point here is what makes the good PvP experience, or like what the people really excited about, is a fantastic, interesting game experience. So when they solve something that new to them, they find an interaction they never saw before. They feel, oh, that's cool. Wow, he did that.
The wow factor is there.
Yes. So I think that's the key. So we never stop the fantastic part of the new class. So we're not forgetting the old stuff. I always have to mention this. So we always make them stronger. We're buffering them. We're based on the data. We saw everything. We think this is a little bit too weak, so we want to make it stronger. Also, our key elements here is we're always creating something new.
Yeah.
We never stop creating new stuff. Because if we stop creating new stuff, people will feel boring, right?
Yeah,
So,
of course.
so always creating new stuff, always creating fun stuff, and in the meantime, we make the older stuff like stronger, try to match with the current time, right? That's the key. So just all the purpose here is let our players feel fun about the game.
Yeah, try to balance everything, the new aspect of the game, especially right now. And the old one is really challenging, because you want to add more content, more essence.
Yes, it's super hard.
More control to the game.
I have to be honest, it's super hard, guys. We're trying, so don't blame us too hard.
But as far as I could try that out, you guys made an awesome job. From my perspective, I'm really so glad that I could try this, and I'm so excited to see this coming to the game.
Sure, no problem.
Right now, I just want to thank you for having me. Thank you for taking the time, answering my questions, and I hope to see you soon.
Yeah, thank you for
Also,
coming.
I have one last question.
Sure.
When are you going to come to Brazil, and when are you going to try feijoada?
Please, I will come to meet you, man. Definitely.
Thank you so much, guys. I hope to catch you on the next one, and live longer prosperous.